Now, it's just a different freedom we have. We could drop projects when we want to. We make all the decisions ourselves. We own the masters of what we're doing, and it's just a different type of freedom, and it feels better to do it, do it independent. So I'm in favor of that 100%.
Peace, family. Let's tap in. All right, that's there. That's ready to go. Hope y'all can hear me and everything is working just fine. I'll be waiting for my brother Blue Pill to pop in just a second. Stay tuned in.
It is what it is.
Okay.
Till Babylon falls. Que sera, sera.
Peace to the God. Peace, family. Blessings to the God. How we feeling over there?
Man, I'm amazing. I was in the classroom. I just got some of that high-level conversation you just had with Chris Coleman, and it's just shit that people can't pay for, So yeah, I'm in awe of how melanated people in our community are utilizing social media right now. Everybody's live right now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And there's a lot of interesting dialogue coming out, and a lot of interesting information is coming to the surface. Things that I don't necessarily say that people were hoarding information, but it wasn't of interest to the general public last week. You know what I'm saying? So now a lot of the powerhouses in our community who have always had essential information, vital, essential information, I'm seeing them getting the opportunity to teach and to share their information. You know what I'm saying? So these are wonderful times. The best
it is. It's let me take my mask off. I just gotta start every live I do with you with the mask on. You know what I'm talking about? That's the ritual. I agree that these are beautiful collaborative times. I've been experiencing people abnormally reaching out and having a spirit of coming together. And if we can find advancement during this time, it further showcases how powerful we are in our transmutative abilities during dark times, because that's really, in this country, we've known dark times, and we thrive better in dark times, to be honest.
We live in the darkness. You know what I'm saying? We were relegated to the back alleys of society. You feel me? And we were pushed underground. But just like, the seeds, it's almost like where it's like, oh, they threw me to the wolves and I came back leading the pack. Or they threw me in the dirt and I broke ground and became a plant. You know what I'm saying? So, and plants grow out of manure. They grow out of shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we've always learned that, and some people are in for a rude awakening who've never had that reality. You know what I'm saying? They've just always had the benefit of being fed to plants. We've had to break the ground consistently. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we here, man.
I mean, if you believe in what you say you believe in, a Jubilee year, 400 years of breaking a curse, you have to understand that when you break a curse, I think we think that, anytime we take a medicine that's really good for us is bitter, right? And so this is the bitter medicine that we're taking today. It's not sweet. Yeah, it's not sweet. You understand me? You don't like the taste of it, but it's actually what we need. So when I think about this quarantine right now, this quarantine is the medicine to take us away and break us apart from, our attachments that we have, because we bonded with our enemies.
Yes, we were getting, because they said sugar is more addictive than crack cocaine. You know what I'm saying? So we have been lulled to sleep by the artificial sweetness of being part of that is built on trans fats. You know what I'm saying? And all the way to the point where the American diet is called SAG. You know what I'm saying? So we have been so used to the artificial flavoring of this society, and now we have to become accustomed to the bitterness of reality, of which actually is going to lead to our healing, because the more bitter, the better.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying?
And so So to that point, right? Because of course, and it's not something new that we've spoken about, but you have to wonder about a people, and it's a that doesn't push anything natural on their people at all. You know, at all. And that's if you have a normal thinking brain and you think about the things that you do that are good for yourself that you believe in, and when you turn on the TV, it doesn't tell you to do any of those things, then that means that you already opposed to the rule of society and what they're pushing on you, right? Because every day media should tell you, yo, we have 45% obese people in this country. They should be teaching you about habits to bring down obesity. They should be fighting against corporations that produce the saturated fats and foods and sugars and processed and GMOs. Why do you have to fight against the powers that be to live your best life?
I'm actually about to sell my last bottle of silver for the day. I'm gonna put the brother on real quick because the silver has been flying. You know what I'm saying? Thanks to social media. I mean, people, they was running down here before I even got here, you know, waiting on the silver. So the silver is a phenomenal product that has connected very well, you know what I'm saying, with society. And again, you would think that being a remedy, right, they could get a little bit of airtime. You feel me? But people, they are, what they're doing is they're creating a dichotomy between your Eastern hemisphere and your Western hemisphere of your brain, right? So the Eastern world, if you look on TV in the Eastern world, the Indonesian president, the Chinese president, all of the Eastern Asian world presidents are saying, look, we use natural remedies to stem the tide of coronavirus. But President Trump said he was on the phone with the Chinese government, Chinese president the other day for over an hour and a half. And he said, we discussed remedies, but he kept going back to vaccines. You know what I'm saying? He said, look, the Chinese president told me about cures that they use, but he won't tell the public what those cures are.
Right. Because
they don't have the patent on it, right? And it's not tied into the pharmaceutical industry. So
and you know, now I was just going to say, President Trump ran on an anti-vaccine campaign initially. And that's what people don't even understand. So President Trump is not actually pro-vaccine in his independent thought. He's only pro-vaccine because of how it's entangled in the American economy. You know, he don't make his money from pharmaceuticals and things of that nature. He's a very selfish man, so that's not what he pushes as his agenda.
It's not so much that that's not where he makes his money because, you know, there's a lot of things that he supports that he doesn't necessarily make money in. It's the fact that the two biggest donors and lobbyists in Washington are the telecom industry and the pharmaceutical industry. All right. So at this particular time, when we look at a situation where 5G is at play and the pharmaceutical industry is at play for the vaccines, the conflagration of both of those lobbies and both of those industries have a mouthpiece that's already bought and sold, right? Because I read about the legislation. They said that the politicians, they didn't even take a voice vote on the $2 trillion budget stimulus package. They didn't read it, and they didn't take a live vote. So the lobbyists already bought the politicians, because we already know politicians are for sale, right? So who do you think they go to the highest bidder? Telecom industry is $1 trillion industry. The pharmaceutical industry is $1 trillion industry. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, a lot of them got snatched up. Peace. Tomorrow. It'll be here. The goal will be here tomorrow. Yes, it will. All right, they send me this. If I can go and pick it up now, I'll have it, but I will have it tomorrow. And they coming for that goal. But the pharmaceutical industry and the telecom industry are the biggest industries and the biggest lobbyists. And then, you know, that's the shit gets kind of weird because even on the stock, you want to make some money, you gotta get you some 5G company.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the 5G stocks are about to boom.
Yeah, they're going crazy right now. So, you know, it's weird, you know, when we are encapsulated in the system of capitalism. Because oftentimes you have to go against the things that you consider to be righteous, right? And you got to follow the money, and sometimes the money don't go where your heart does.
I look at it like this. We already are invested into 5G. We're just not making money off of it. Because T-Mobile and Sprint are huge players, and most of us have T-Mobile phones. We have iPhones, right? So we're investing in it just as consumers. So the unfortunate part is we just haven't learned how to invest into these things to where they actually make us some money as well and empower us. So our planks, and it's not that even if let's say if I bought a 5G stock, I would be as much still against 5G, but I would know how the country would turn out. So it's saying that I will make a position in this country to say, yes, I'm against y'all ass, but I'm still want to make money on the things that's against me.
It's like this, right? Our elders and our ancestors always told us about Babylon falling. But you would be a fool not to put a put option on the fall of Babylon.
If that's your predictive power,
if that's your predictive power, if you knew that Babylon was falling, why not put a put option on the goddamn fall of Babylon?
That's where we at right now. So the fall of them, we are there in the fall of America, and so absolutely it makes sense that you would bet against it. You understand me? Like these 3D phone, Google is rolling out the 3D phone, 3D animals, and all of this different stuff. Augmented reality, all of this. You have to understand is going to require that 5G network to increase the data and the speed to have everything on that trinary process, quinary, and so that machine learning can actually work, and so that the AI machines can eventually, be in place as well. So they can't work on these particular machines that we have now because they're not built for that. They're not built for that processing speed, right? The same way a lot of us are not built for the processing speed in the way that the world is changing. You understand me? And so somebody says, if I'm a Muslim, I'm not selling pork. That's a different conversation, right? That would make you a hypocrite, right? But now, if you for one, you don't know who you support when you go buy stock. You don't know who you support when you go buy a phone. You're not just supporting you're supporting the whole capitalist structure.
Right. You don't know who you supporting when you go to Walmart. You don't know who you supporting when you buy an Apple phone. You're supporting child labor. You're supporting, slave labor from. They got little. They said they're doing the most suicides at the Foxconn industry plant where they make the phones in China. Those people kill themselves. You know what I'm saying? When you buying a drip, you're supporting sweat factories. You're not thinking about this as a quote-unquote America. By even being in this country, you are supporting these devils. So let's not get puritanical now by saying, we just said, if you remove yourself out of this whole puritanical view that you have about, because we are in the filth. But there's a way to benefit from that. You dig what I'm saying? When allowing the house to collapse.
Look at it as
and you can take those proceeds and build out your reality.
If that's the case, you would have to do a full opt-out of America at the core of America, right? Like you would just have to opt out of all of America. And if you choose to opt out, then live a sovereign life on your own land somewhere that's not participatory of America, its laws, its policies, and of its capitalism. Otherwise, if you're going to choose to because being a citizen is playing the game, whether you win or lose. And so as a citizen, you're either just stock to where you're a slave with a number and they make money off your labor. And it's like working a job in this American system is choosing to play the game. So for me, I'm just want to speak for me. If there's a way to where I can empower myself and my family on the ups and downs of this country, then that's what I personally am going to do. because I'll be damned that my family is here in a situation, and we've been here in America this entire time and haven't learned how to play their game, their insurance game, their banking games, their stock games, right? Their power games, none of this. And of course, this is a means to an end, not to further build up or boost their world. The goal of empowering yourself is to build your own, and you're betting on the destruction of their world. That's where you really not understanding. Like, I want the gods to have the money because I see what the devils do with it. So I want to see what the gods do with it. And when I say the gods,
just a perspective.
when I'm not talking about. I'm not talking about the niggas that got the paper now, because obviously look at your favorite celebrity. They're gonna make more music, more bullshitted music right now for you to do nothing with, and y'all gonna still love and praise them and support them. But to me, if it's a rapper that ain't talking about shit, it's the same as supporting a white man. It's the same exact thing. There's no difference to me.
It's worse.
It's worse.
It's worse at this point.
They gonna call you a nigga and a bitch while you do it.
You feel me? So, in essence, what I was saying, you know what I'm saying, and where that statement and that sentiment came from, I said, look, if we already know, we can predict because we have been duly prepared, you know what I'm saying, to say, look, peace, we know about the fall of Babylon. It was something that we was foretold about, and we have been given all of the markers to describe it and to foresee it and to what to look for. In the essence of how to play the market, I don't know if the sister that made the statement was in the last conversation, but they were talking about how you play the market is you put put options. There's a wonderful movie called The Big Short. I suggest that you go and look at that. You feel me? I said, why not? If you know that Babylon is going to fall, why not put a put option there? You dig what I'm saying? So you can walk away with a suitcase as well instead of all of the dust from the fall. Because our people are the beams that are holding this house up. So when the shit falls, it's going to fall on our people. You dig what I'm saying? And if you don't put yourself in a position where you are, or a small percentage of us are able to sidestep that fall with intelligence, who the hell is going to rebuild? We just all going to be there crying about how the house fell on our people? Look at the house falling on our people right now. All of the melanated cases of coronavirus in Milwaukee are melanated people. New Orleans has been crazy with it. Our people who are the main candidates in all of the additional health conditions that we have been racking up on, right? Those people are being double impacted by this.
Gcoded, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is.